Studying abroad is one of the best opportunities we desire. We can meet new people, get professional certificates, and discover the world. It was a dream since I was in primary school. I wanted to be a doctor and make my family proud of me. I was born in Yemen. We don't really have a good education system. However, I did my best to achieve good results. I was the first one in my batch and got different types of certificates. I applied as everybody else. However, I was accepted in 7 fully funded scholarships, and those are only the scholarships that I applied for. So if I applied more, I think I would be accepted too. And in this video, I'm gonna explain the secrets and take you a step-by-step guide from designing your resume to applying and meeting the scholarship instructor and all that stuff. And at the end, I will unravel why did I rejected all these scholarships so that you don't do the mistakes that I did. So, if you're new here, my name is Ahmed Basri. I'm a translator, entrepreneur, and instructor. I help students get professional skills, make money online, and make their life peaceful. So, I divided this process into 3 steps. And the first step is building the resume. So, let's take a look at the resume that I applied for. So, this is the resume. As you can see, there are different types of things that I applied and I insert in my resume. However, there are some advantages that I have from other people. So the first thing that you can see is TOEFL IBT certificate. So that's an advantage for me, of course. And actually, let me give you a secret. I did well in the exam. My result wasn't the best. And actually, when I applied on those scholarships, they didn't ask for TOEFL, and that was an advantage for me because others have only, minimum of scores for, institutions or don't have any certificates for English. And I think this is a major point why they accepted me in their scholarships. And actually, I have a bunch of videos in this channel for preparing for TOEFL. And if you want to prepare for IELTS, go for it. But I really prefer TOEFL. Anyway, if you want to practice more and more, just hit the subscription button and you will notify that if I had any new videos about TOEFL. The second thing that I have is the professional certificates. As you can see in my resume, I have multiple certificates from Coursera. And you know that Coursera have bunch of courses that teach you a lot of stuff. Anyway, what I like about Coursera is they give you certificates if you completed the course, and those certificates are from other universities around the world. And you will ask me, yeah, the courses are not easy to get, they are really expensive, and you can get a free scholarship on their website and get all those courses for free. I will leave the link at the description. You should only apply for, I don't know, Syrian Assemble or something like that. I will leave the link in the description and you can go for it. If you noticed my resume, you will find out that I left my percentages for the primary school and for high school. So I think it matters, but not that a lot. Because if I had 99 or somebody had 95, it doesn't matter for people when they, for the scholarships, when they get and see your result. It doesn't that matter, because if you are from somewhere, they don't know what education do you have. For example, because I'm from Yemen, and the percentage and the result is easy to get for a lot of people. So it doesn't matter if you are getting more than 90, that's the best for you, the primary and for the high school. And you can apply them and show them on your resume. This will give you an advantage out of people. But it's not generally that important for the percentage. Take that place in my resume. I have 5 or 6 places for volunteering. Volunteering is important, and I think you should get 2 or 3 certificates for volunteering. If you don't know how to volunteer, just go at the nearest hospital and ask them if I can volunteer for 2 or 3 days. And after you volunteer over there, they will give you a certificate, and that's really easy. Just do some good deed and you will get a certificate. That's easy to get, so just apply it right now. The skills. If you have noticed the skills that I have, they are basics and all people have them, but the thing is, when you apply for some jobs, they need some skills. So for example, if you are applying for computer science in India scholarship or something, you should apply and write your skills in your resume, like for example, using Microsoft coding, for example, C++, Python, web development, all that stuff. It will benefit you, of course, and you should start and get those skills. And even if you don't have the skills that for that thing, no need to get them, just write them down and you can learn the basics. Here is one tip that I did on my resume. I added the link for each certificate. For each thing that I applied on my resume, I included a link. So when you press it with the PDF, it will transform it from that place into Google Drive. So I applied all my documents into Google Drive and then link them with my resume. And to do that, you can use, for example, Word. And personally, I used a website that's called, I think, Novo Resume. Yes, it's named Novo Resume. I will leave the link in the description, of course. And you can also use Canva. Canva is great for that. And all of them absolutely are free as you like. Moving forward to the stage number 2, applying for scholarships. Now that we have all our documents are prepared on Google Drive and we have our resume ready, now we need to apply for the scholarship. So the first thing that you need to do and you should do is to insert and apply correct details. So when I say correct, you should ask about everything. For example, you will find the postal code. What to insert in the postal code? You don't know. Ask people. Don't just try something normal on all that stuff. And usually we add 5 zeros for postal code. But anyway, search about it. Don't insert something wrong, because if they accepted you at the end and there is something wrong, you lost it. So at the beginning, make sure you know everything. There are so many YouTube channels to explain all that stuff and how to apply. I recommend them, of course, and you should see the tutorial for each scholarship. The motivation letter. So, as an advantage, I think I got, because I applied in 2021, and that period when ChatGPT has just appeared, and I wrote my motivation letter using ChatGPT, and there are no anti-ChatGPTs. There are no websites that notes that was written using ChatGPT. However, I recommend you use ChatGPT right now. Yes, use ChatGPT. But of course, you will add the prompt. You will give him your resume and you will ask him to apply, for your motivation letter. And of course, you should apply what is on your resume in the motivation letter, because the person who reads the resume will not read the motivation letter himself. So there are separate people. So write what you have in the motivation letter, of course. And after writing it using AI and ChatGPT, change the words, and you can apply 1 or 2 grammar mistakes that, for example, they will not get that you use ChatGPT or AI. And to figure out that they will know if you are using ChatGPT or not, just take it and go to GPT-0 and it will tell you if your motivation letter was built using ChatGPT or not. And actually they don't recognize, or they don't even take care of it if it's using ChatGPT or not, because they will have a meeting and interview with you before they accept you. And that's our third step, which is the interview. So now they send you an email that saying that, hello there, you're doing well, we have accepted you in the scholarship and all that stuff. Then they will tell you that we have a meeting for you on that time, so get ready. And of course, remind yourself for that time. Actually, you will not forget it, of course, I know that. So what will there be in the interview? The interview is nothing. They only want to make sure that you are then the same person who have the same resume. So they will take your resume, read it, and they will tell you that, okay, you have TOEFL, right? Okay, yes. So how did you get it? Tell us a story about it. Tell us about your percentage? How did you do that? Why do you have that skill? And all that stuff. They will only ask you normal questions, and you should only prepare, reading your resume and nothing to worry about. What I need to do is to improve yourself in the communication, because all that stuff, and you have a good resume, you have applied good motivation letter and all that stuff. If you don't speak English very well, for example, if you can't communicate very well, then you will be rejected, of course. Finally, why would I refuse 7 fully funded scholarships? Only an idiot will refuse them, of course. Yeah, they told me you're an idiot. They told me everything, even my father and mother. I don't care, because I have 3 reasons why I rejected and refused these scholarships. And the first reason is I made a mistake. When I chose a major, actually, from those scholarships, I didn't choose medicine or engineering. I chose other majors. Anyway, I don't want medicine or engineering, but on some scholarships, I chose some idiot majors. For example, I chose psychology on the Turkey, I think. And the Turkey scholarship, I chose psychology. And of course, I will never accept psychology because I don't want it. And that mistake that I made was because I didn't choose the right major. I didn't make a research very well before applying for the scholarships, because I was in a hurry to get the TOEFL before the scholarships close the doors. Another reason is that I want to help my family. Actually, I have one brother and he is studying abroad already. So I have my father and my mother, and I have about several sisters. I won't tell you how many of them. Anyway, I want to help them because, family and all that stuff. And I had to choose between my family and career, and I chose family. Finally, the reason that I refused weren't those 2. Actually, these were a trick, for some people. Anyway, my reason to refuse those 7 scholarships was I was thinking that, okay, I'm from Yemen, and if I studied, for example, in Malaysia, so 4 years studying in Malaysia, bachelor degree, what's next? I have 2 choices. I can go back to Yemen and work for $20 a month with that professional certificate, or I can continue gaining a master's degree, then getting a PhD degree, and then I can work in Malaysia. So I'm missing my life, all my life. I'm destroying my life, and I love being here in Yemen. I love spending time with my family. I love all that stuff, and I don't want to take the career over my life, and I don't want to waste all my life outside Yemen as a foreign person who can't even speak the language of Malaysian, Malay or all that stuff. I'm not the kind of that person, simply. And that's my choice. So if you don't like my choice, then I don't need you to comment or anything. Keep it for yourself. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, then you should subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, then you should like it, because people want to listen to that video. And last of all, if you have any comments, then ask me whatever you want, but not why I refused, because I answered the question already. Anyway, now I'm doing well, working online, working on Upwork, making some hundreds of dollars monthly. And you want to make like me, I don't know if you want to go to academic life or career life. Anyway, I left another video for you to watch it, and in that video I'm gonna speak about how to transform your life, how to divide your life into 5 categories, and I made a full course about it. So see you in that video.